From pine-scented forests past boulders and streams to clear lakes encircled by murals and dreams. Where bright clouds emblazon a warm azure sky, a trail through the mountains is one I must try. So goes the poem by Edward Morris, and so begins our mountain adventure. It is currently nearly midnight, it's about 1:45, and even though I said I was going to be super organised for a change, I'm still packing. But we're nearly there.
We'll be at 5 minutes to the Gowbarrow.
When we arrived in a small town in England by the name of Penrith, we had two enchanting surprises. The first was this sight of castle ruins, and the second was an open-top bus ride to the wee rectory in the mountains where we would be staying. It was truly the best way to enjoy our first view of the Lake District, and even made me glad that we don't have a car.
That I saw is getting closer every dawn.
Our first day was a Sunday, so after attending church in the parish across the road, we faced our first hill, a moderate hike up to the top of Place Fell. The sunshine, the birds, the green of the trees, it's hard not to feel alive in the midst of such beauty. It felt good to move and take up space, though I'll admit that it took most of the ramble to shake the city dust off my feet. Yes, I do. Thank you. But step by step, the whirring machine of my mind remembered it was human and slowed down to join nature in her quiet residence.
Yep.
When we finally reached the top, I felt my soul swell, unleashed and free in the wide open sky. You got the snacks? We descended to a wholesome pub dinner with a mountain view, the perfect end of a beautiful day.
I look down for you in the middle of my pain. I reach down far.
Hello, so I'm currently in a field in the Lake District, as you can see. I'm right next to a path, so I'm just really hoping nobody walks past, but it's pretty late at night. It is, okay, it's not that late, it's 8:20, so I'm hoping that most folks will have already done their hikes today. We got here yesterday, we took the train down and then a bus, we're in this really remote little place. and I'm really enjoying it. I've been thinking a lot about how easy it is to make excuses to not come out to places like this. Where I live, it maybe takes an hour to get out to the real countryside, which isn't that long really in the grand scheme of things, but I think sometimes I don't prioritise it as much as I wish I did. Every time I come out to places like this, I am bamboozled by just how easy it is and how little effort it takes to go somewhere that makes me feel so good and so happy. So this is your reminder that if you've not been out in nature today, get your shoes on, and even if it's just to a park, go and head out and enjoy nature, because I think it is important to get to these places where there's a lot more perspective. Okay, take 3. Sorry about that, a car came by. I also have just recorded everything that I'm about to say, but I looked back at the footage and I was all blurry and I thought, should I just leave it? But I was rambling a lot in it anyway, so I thought it would be hard to edit, so I'm going to try and be a wee bit more concise this time. So where was I? I think that sometimes it's easy to look at alternative lifestyles online, like van living and, you know, folks who move away to a cottage in the mountains as being this beautiful ideal. And, you know, no wonder, it is so beautiful to live out in nature and to be a free spirit. But I also kind of want to take a second to acknowledge that it's not really the right thing for everyone, and it's not accessible for everyone either through a lack of resources or through lack of ability. There's so many reasons people can't go and live these Instagram worthy, shall we say, lifestyles. But that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy nature. That doesn't mean that you can't experience the sensations of those kinds of lifestyles within your own life and within the confines of, you know, what life's given you. I suppose the message of what I'm trying to say, if there is a message at all, is that it's important to content ourselves with what we've got while also making effort with the energies and resources that we do have to improve the things that we can, and to enjoy nature and be connected with nature in the way that we are able, whether that means moving out to a cottage in the mountains, whether that means going for a daily morning walk around a park, or whether that just means getting a few cacti on the windowsill. You know, I feel like sometimes there's pressure to have this perfect all one way or all another way lifestyle, but life's not like that. Life is complex, and so it's okay. I feel content right now. I feel content living in the city, and I feel content coming out to the country, and maybe it will reverse at some point, and that's also okay. I may come on here to chat again. We'll see how I feel. I'm on holiday. I may vlog more, I may not. We'll see. But I will take a few more kind of hiking mountain shots if it's not too rainy. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of the video. Our second day in the mountains was a charming walk, speckled with waterfalls and ancient stone bridges. There was something about it that brought such a sense of meditative ease. The water streaming into the flowing river, glinting silvery gold in the sunlight, bordered by green all around. I could have listened and gazed forever, but the trail called and we continued on our hike. The English sunshine lasted until we reached the peak, but was soon overtaken by mist. Besides the sound of a single boat on the lake and the drizzle soon to amplify into a rainstorm, all was completely still. As glorious as the mountaintops may be, there is also treasure to be found in the valley. In true Scotch fashion, we couldn't resist the temptation of wild swimming, cold though the lake may have been. My sore muscles welcomed the icy water, and I felt my mind expand like I was part of nature, submerged in the wonder of the mountains.
Getting out's the best bit.
The rain returned as we walked home from the lake, and I embraced the opportunity to coorie in with a steaming mug of tea and a good book. Currently reading Storyland, a half-historical, half-mythological account of Britain, including tales of King Arthur and St Mungo, the patron saint of Glasgow. I also began Fantasties by George MacDonald to get a taste of some more old-school fantasy, and so far I feel completely enchanted by it. Chocolate, books, a Bible, my journal, and a collection of pens make up my ultimate self-care kit, and I pass the afternoon very contentedly. The sun bounced back to welcome our hike up St Sunday Crag the next day, which felt very fitting. Here we go.
I found my heart again. You were standing there, you bravely led me in. I could wait 1,000,000 years or more until you came knocking at my door. It's hard to be this real. We can play our favorite song, dancing to it all night long. With you I feel something.
This was one of my favourite hikes of the week, with the most gorgeous views of the sun-dappled mountains and the valley down below. Our final day in the mountains brought our greatest challenge, a hike up to the top of Helvellyn, a mountain towering at over 3,000 feet with a ridge and a near vertical rock climb to the top. Nestled within the horseshoe of the mountain lies a small lake, Red Tarn, a sapphire in a sea of emerald. We began with a charming walk through Waterfall Wood, the most darling wee place that awoke the child in my heart with such a sense of joy and peace.
Yeah, I think we'll probably be that way.
The hike started steeper than our others, but still manageable, though I hadn't accounted for the heat and had forgotten to bring a hat, leading to some very fashionable improvisation. It's like a little bonnet. What do you like? I felt quite nervous going over the ridge with steep drops on either side, but we stuck to the advice given us by our host to stick to the rocky ridge no matter what, and we managed okay in the end. I didn't end up filming most of the ridge walk or the vertical climb as it didn't feel safe to have my camera out and I needed both hands to climb, but suffice to say it was a real victory to get to the top. In the words of John Muir, "How glorious a greeting the sun gives the mountains. To behold this alone is worth the pains of any excursion 1,000 times over." Until next time, it was lovely to have you here.